Hello, everyone. Today we're going to be speaking a little bit more about a multifaceted marketing plan and what we mean by that. Okay, so this book right here, is our Purple Snowflake marketing book. How to Make Your Book Stand Out in a Crowd is the title, and you can get that on Amazon, of course. Purple Snowflake Marketing, How to Make Your Book Stand Out in a Crowd. So, what do we mean by Purple Snowflake Marketing? So if you could visually picture a snowstorm, like a really heavy snowstorm, tons and tons of snow is coming out of those clouds, and it's coming down so heavy you can hardly see. And then you see this great big, shiny purple snowflake coming down slowly, taking lots of time to come down, really showing itself, really turning, showing all these different sides of itself, shining and gleaming among all those other snowflakes. Now, when it comes to marketing, you want to be that purple snowflake. You don't want to be like all those other white snowflakes that are coming down, trying to attract the same audience as you are. So, in order to stand out among those, you got to be a little bit different, and sometimes a lot different, in a really proactive and very highly thought out way. All right. Now we have termed this as purple snowflake marketing, and it's become kind of like the thing we're known for. We've become a guru in this regard, mentor for many, many people over the decades. And we're really happy to have been in that position, because there was a time when we were also very, very new, and we were benefiting from a myriad of very helpful, selfless mentors out there. And we're really grateful to give that back in a variety of different ways, including this station, this YouTube channel. Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about a multifaceted marketing plan. Of course, these videos, we got to keep them short, so I won't be able to cover all of it. It's impossible. However, let's just give a little example here. So one of the things that entrepreneurs tend to struggle with is they try something, they run it for quite some time, they put a lot of energy into it. Maybe they've built an audience for it, and they've discovered that because of their current action plan and their current projects and their current schedule constraints, that project just has to be set aside and let go. Maybe for the time being, maybe they're going to bring it back in late into their business later on. Maybe they really enjoy it and they really ache to get back to that activity, but sometimes we have to let it go, put it off to the side. So I'm going to give an example of that. Now, one of the things, actually, one of the aspects of this that really hurts entrepreneurs is, oh, I put all this energy into it. I built this audience. I've, done this for so long. It's something I really enjoy doing. And it feels really disappointing to let it go, as if I've made a mistake or I'm less than because I wasn't able to continue this in my business currently. So here I want to talk a little bit about how marketing is accumulative and how you can regurgitate the same content in a variety of different ways. So I'm going to use this one example here. And that is, Dave and I ran a talk radio show that was really popular. At one time, we were getting 30,000 views a month, or listens in a month, 30,000 listeners a month. Now, that show aired 3 times a week, 1 hour each time, fresh content each time, new interviews, people around the globe coming onto our show, talking about how they're working to make the world a better place and inspiring our listeners to roll up their sleeves and become proactive in making the world a better place, and encouraging them to continue the work that they're already doing. So we ran that show actually from something like, what was it, 2000 to 2015, or yeah, 2015. I don't know. It was like 10 or 15 years, something like that. And it was fantastic. Great responses. We did a lot with the show. It really helped us reach a wide audience too with our own work. At some point, though, we let it go. It was around 2015 that I had to let it go. It doesn't mean that that content is no longer being of use to me, however. So from 2015 until 2021, the radio station kept all of our episodes available as archived episodes. For almost another 10 years, 8 years or something like that, we had access to the entire list of, what, 1,000 some odd episodes. I don't think I even counted them. Something probably like 1,000 or 1,500, episodes for that one radio show. And that was all available on their station as archives. And so people were continually stumbling across it during their, searches online. The people who were guests were continuing to send listeners to their episodes where they were featured. And we were also able to refer people to certain episodes. Somebody would ask a question, I would say, oh, we covered that in our radio show. Go check out this. We had this expert to come on to talk about audiobooks or whatever. And I would send them to there and they would get more information from that. So it became valuable as a communication and networking tool long after the station ended. Then I decided, oh, you know what? I'm going to take some quotes before these episodes run out. I'm going to go back to my favorite shows, my favorite guests, the people that really inspired me or my audience really responded to. And I'm going to take a quote of theirs and we're going to, share this quote and then have a link back to the episode. So I did that. And then I ended up finding out in 2021 that material, those episodes were no longer in an archive status. There's a select few, like some of our most popular episodes and some of the more recent episodes are still available on that site, but a majority of the backlog of years had been let go by the station. And so, of course, that was a loss to me in regards to having that gone. But in the meantime, I was able to continue to point people to those archives for all that time, which extended the value of the effort that the return on investment, right, that I put into that radio show, running that radio show, that Dave and I put into running that radio show. Now, so when you think about the work that was put in and then another, 8 or 9 years of regurgitating and using and referring to those episodes in a variety of different ways throughout our business life during that time, and networking and mentoring that we were doing during that time. And so that letting go of that radio show was not a loss. It continued to benefit me all this time and actually still continues to benefit me because those archives are still available. Some of those archives are still available on that station. A very select few, I have to say. They're getting less and less, and I don't know which one's there anymore and which one's gone. Like, they're starting to get rid of their old content because they have so much new stuff coming on, right? So at some point, data-wise, they have to get rid of backlog stuff. And but luckily, some of those episodes are still on that station, and we're talking 2022 now. So I stopped running the show in 2015. Here it is, 22. Right? There's still stuff going on because of some activities that I did before. So there's an accumulative and a regurgitative factor going on there that I can reuse the content. I can rework it. I can release it on social networking sites as a quote. I can put it on my blog. I can refer to something they said, or I can something that was in that episode. I think, gee, that inspires me to write an article. So I write an article or a blog post or a Facebook post or whatever based on stuff that was inspired me there. So over the years, I've been able to reuse the data and the actual content itself in a variety of different ways. Always, of course, pointing to the guests that were on the show. Of course, that never, ever stops happening. Now, just quickly, here's another scenario. So we're talking about a multifaceted marketing plan, working the material, reusing it, making it happen for you the most efficient and effective way that you can do it. Stuff that you did years ago, right? We talked about that. So here's one current. We're going to have a signing. Actually, just a couple of years ago, Dave and I did a book tour. So, this definitely applied here. So let's just say we're having a book signing event. And there's an appearance, we're personally appearing. Maybe we have a contest going on during the signing. Maybe that we've connected with other businesses and services and entrepreneurs that in the area that have some connection either to the topic of the book or They can, you know, support the event itself in some way. Maybe they're a baker, maybe they're, you know, a caterer. Maybe you could utilize some of their products as gifts for people that come to your thing, or maybe have them on the table and then you refer to them. Hey, you know, don't forget to check out such and such a bakery or such and such a caterer, and here's their coupon and here's their information. So there's a lot of networking we can do within the event ourselves. So those people now, the baker, the caterer, now know that we exist. They also know that this event is happening. They know when and where it's happening. They know that you're supporting them. Maybe they can do some sort of cross promotions then. They can mention it to their clients. Maybe they could have a little flyer on their countertop. Don't forget, after you've had your coffee and donut here, drop by this book signing. Maybe they would be willing to give out your bookmarks. There's a variety of different, you know, coupon to the store itself. Like say you're having your book signing at a bookstore, and maybe you could get the bookstore to provide coupons or gift certificates or some kind of incentive like that, that you can then give to the caterer, and the caterer can then hand them out at their till and to their clients throughout the day until the end of your event. And this is a great way to like bring in local businesses and entrepreneurs and services, and get that networking happening with them, build those strong relationships. They get stronger, you know, nurture those relationships, grow those relationships. Once you've got that door cracked open for that relationship that you've knocked on and you've had a positive response on that door, keep that door open, work on it, you know, make it wide open, like keep it really active. So every time you come back into that community, that neighborhood, that area, every event you have, you can reach out to the GAM. Hey, we're having another event. Hey, we're getting involved with this nonprofit, this fundraiser. Would you like to, you know, so keeping that networking happening. So you want to have that kind of guerrilla, underground, backdoor, direct or hands-on marketing tools within your marketing toolbox for an in-person event like that. Okay, so we get more into the book, of course, about each and every one of those different terms that I mentioned, and hundred of other, you know, probably thousands of others of marketing ideas and techniques. This just gives you a little taste of what it means to have a multifaceted marketing plan, and one that has you standing out like a purple snowflake in a snowstorm. I hope that gives you some incentive and some ideas for your own marketing plan. Be sure to check out our book, Purple Snowflake Marketing, How to Make Your Book Stand Out in a Crowd, on Amazon. Be sure to check that out. All right. Okay. So thank you everyone for dropping in and joining us today.